And maybe it'll be a Busticron run. Personally, I'm hoping for a Wristblade start. Forgot or actively suppressed. Purged from internet history. Deleted the VOD on purpose. No, I didn't do that. Slaver's Collar again. Alright, bonus energy during boss and elite fights it is. And that means we needn't fear Act 1 elites as much as, say, your average Silent. Because the additional energy means we have the output to just play all the strikes all the time, which is pretty good. And as long as we can pick up a decent damage card or two, we should be relatively fine in those fights. It's the non-elite fights we have to worry about. And apologies if I butcher your username here. Kthrekig is going to be my best guess. Welcome to the Prime. Yeah, thank you for subbing with Prime. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. There's a lots of rest site path here. So, we do have our ability to highlight the map. I'm going to path green as a possible sort of easy route here. We'll start with a few combats, not too many. Let's go, because of Slaver's Color, I think we'd ideally go 3 combats and 2 events into a couple of rest sites here. Maybe take this event, rest site, shop elite. That might be too green though, you know? Maybe take some combats later on or something if we're done with the events. That would get us a lot of upgrades, but maybe not enough relics for me to be happy with. Depending on what we find in the first few combats, we could path a couple of other ways. We want to get more elites. What are our options? We could go up to 3 elites by fighting these 2. There's also just the option to path... Ooh, actually, what if this is the green path instead? One elite, 2 elite. 1, 2, 3 rest sites. Late store. This gets what? 1, 2, 3 rest sites. 1, 2 elites. Late store as well. Difference with this path being that the shop is after the second elite, which is, I think, better. So, in that case, we would want to go this way. Repainting our entire map here. So, where does that settle us? No option for the red path, though. Or is there? We get 1, 2, 3 rest sites, 1, 2 elite. The elites are a little earlier. Well, no, the first elite's in the same location, actually. Second elite's a little earlier, but that's for good reason, because then we get the shop afterwards. 30 gold average from an elite means we can afford a bit more in the shop, helps us prepare for our act boss. Okay, I think I like that. And then if we want 3 combats, 2 events, we can get there this way. Or we can start this way so that we have the option to fight the Burning Elite and potentially another elite afterwards, if we feel like we're strong enough after the first 4 combats. But then we're risking doing battle with one difficult enemy here, so kind of a tough choice as to whether to take the left green path or the right green path to start. Do I ever start with a shop? Not likely, because we're planning on going to either this shop later in the act, or if we take the red path, we'll go to that shop, of course. So I don't think I ever visit this store. Alright, with that said and done, I think because I want the option of being able to fight this Burning Elite just in case things go really well, let's take this path to start. And then we'll either upgrade and fight, or we'll decide, hey, things went really, really well. Floor 1 Searing Blow with Silent, I'd love to see it. Tough to hear, Pyre, but I hope you enjoy the cozy streams. Glad you've got a place to chill. Welcome, welcome. Begin. So, as ever, it's the Jawworm up first. We know what to do. Play strikes when we've got them. Can't afford to short ourselves damage here. Luckily, the draws have worked out pretty well. This was not ideal. think I should survive her into 2 strikes. Speaking of not shorting ourselves damage, we don't want to not play our damage cards. As the longer this fight goes on, the more powerful the Jawworm will become. We're also lacking that 2-card on turn 1 advantage. So we're a little bit behind the Jawworm, comparatively speaking, and one single draw like this is all it takes for things to get spooky. Thankfully, we draw the Neutralize, so we have 21 damage in hand, and we're not taking a massive amount of damage. But imagine, had we drawn, well, I guess it wouldn't have been too bad if I'd drawn one more Defend. But it would have been worse. Alright. We are able to pick damage card, hello. Acrobatics, Backflip, or Reflex. I have to say, I'm actually pretty okay with card draw cards when we have an energy relic of sorts, although it's only going to apply during certain combats. I don't think it's ever appropriate to take a Reflex as a first card. Although I'd very much like to. It's a sweet card if you can get discard consistency going. So in Acrobatics versus Backflip, Acro is pure card draw and opens up discard synergies. Could be useful against Hexaghost, whereas Backflip is just pure card draw and block. I think I like the Backflip more broadly because it'll be useful both during the 3 energy fights and the 4 energy fights, whereas the Acrobatics is more only useful during fights where we have 4 energy. Which card am I going to make a dad joke about? Discard. But I'm not going to take this card. I'm going to take that card. That Backflip. So we're taking 1 to strike them both. I think it is. 1 is effectively done. And that way I had more options on this turn, I suppose. No refund? Sorry if that first joke was sort of lousy. But you'll have to bug me if you want another one. Ooh, Skewer Slaver's Collar. Now there's something I can get behind. The other decent option here is Noxious Fumes, poison building up turn over turn. I really would need the Skewer upgrade to feel good though, so I don't think the Skewer is letting me fight this Burning Elite yet. But I really do like Skewer plus upgrade the Skewer. Then we can do up to 40 damage with our turn against an Elite. Becomes a decent draw target with the Backflip. I mean, Fumes unupgraded is definitely also not going to let me fight this thing, right? So, yeah. Take the Skewer. Skewer is also about half the damage we need to beat Hexaghost. Wonder if I ever remove a Defend here, given that we just added a Backflip to the deck. Certainly we choose to remove a card over not choosing to remove a card. The 7 damage is regretful, sure. But the card remove is great. If we remove a Defend, we maintain attack density, so to speak. Important for being able to beat our first Gremlin, although the Skewer makes that a little less relevant. But I think given the current need for damage over block, especially with Hexaghost as our Act Boss, we should probably dunk 1 Defend here. Empowered by that Backflip addition. Always good to get rid of starter cards, though, whatever they may be. Get them. Good job, Backflip. So do I ever take 3 here? I don't think so. We got pretty good cards now. We should be able to win without further damage. Probably. Get him, Skewer. Their boss relic we have not started with yet this month. I think we've had 1 Pandora's. There's a few class specifics we haven't started with. We haven't started with the Violet Lotus. We haven't started with the Inserter, I don't think. We haven't started with the Mark of Pain. AoE damage. Blur is not actually a terrible option here on 4 energy, but I think we need some area damage to help us kill elites. So I'm going to be grabbing this all-out attack. Runic Cube. I don't think we've had a cube start either. That's correct. Alright, we lucked out in that our first combat was a relatively simple one here. Our first hardpool combat, excuse me. The 4th combat in Act 1 comes from a more difficult set of encounters. This particular nerd is not too bad. Let's see, if I skewer you for 2... 42 minus 14. Can I do 28 damage next turn? We can do 12, 15, 25. So in order to kill you next turn, I must skewer for 3. The other more reasonable option, perhaps, is Backflip Survivor. Don't take any damage. And then try to kill while he's blocking. That sounds a lot more reasonable. That sounds a lot more reasonable. I might take a hit next turn if he attacks me again, but hopefully not. No, he chooses to blunk, and so we will stab him to death while he tries to run away. Oh, no, he will get away, actually. I guess I should have taken 11. Well, see you later, sir. At least we still get a card reward. My money! It's a worrying display of our damage, but I think the Slaver's Color is really going to make a difference, especially with the upgraded Skewer here for our elite fights. Still, that is less than ideal. Got away with 40 of our gold, and we lost the gold reward from the combat, so minus 55 gold there, essentially. Don't remember if you're still allowed to get a potion from the combat. If he runs from you, I doubt it. Rubnator says, how soon do you want to prioritize area damage, and what do you not prioritize it over? I'd say it basically as soon as it's offered to you. But consider things like a re-energy. You know, if there's an adrenaline up against your area damage card, for example. Consider things like card draw that could be hard to find. On defect, consider focus over area damage. Sweeping beam versus defrag. It's pretty hard to choose the sweeping beam there. Doom and gloom versus defrag, more of a difficult choice. Or anything that fits in with an obvious synergy, you know, blade dance with Shuriken kind of deal would be better than an area damage card, usually. Do I want any of this? I don't know if I can justify. Actually, I can justify backstab with a skewer. I'm going to take one. In this case, we're up prioritizing our Skewer upgrade over the all-out attack upgrade. Even though all-out attack is +4 to all enemies, Skewer is +3 per energy we spend on Skewer. So up to +12 damage to one target. Very, very important that we can kill one target very quickly. Hey, and we can anger the mushrooms here. It's actually perfect timing, as it could save us health against Gremlinob. We're also, I think, in a pretty good position to kill these 3 foes. So we will anger them. Puts us into a fairly difficult combat. 3 nerds. How often do you get to fight 3 nerds? And I will kill one of them on turn 1. Just because I can. Take 1 damage here. Next turn we're vulnerable and this middle one attacks. They both attack. Uh-oh. Well, oh no. Things have gone horribly wrong here. I was hoping we could either block or kill one of them, but we're just shy of a kill here. With 6, 6, 10 to all. What if I had to math out my options more thoroughly there? Was it correct to strike this one last turn and not play the block card? Food for thought. We're not going to be vulnerable next turn. We're going to be able to block this attack next turn, so we should put the damage on this one. Okay, we will lose a bunch of health here. A painful amount. But we do get a very good potion for the next combat, as well as the odd mushroom reducing, the damage we take while vulnerable. If we want a high-cost attack, there's a riddle with holes here, but I think we'd much rather just have the Skewer do the Skewer thing. So I'm not going to take it. We could take Outmaneuver to try to go with Skewer. That's an interesting thought. But if the draws don't line up, the Outmaneuver could be worse than useless. I don't think I trust the draws to line up properly without a well-laid plans or a runic pyramid or something. Man, this Gremlin Ob is screwed. Do I even need the Fear Potion? Let's just do a quick math here. We've got, on this turn, I get to play all of these. 18, 28, 39 damage. And then we do Skewer for 40, plus Neutralize for 3. So 39 plus 43. 82. I think that means we have a chance to save the Fear Potion here. And even if we need it, we don't need to use it until we draw the Skewer. Let's actually just play all of these. Okay, so here's the Skewer. And this is what we draw next turn. We can either use the Fear Potion and kill right now, or we can play this Skewer, try to kill him with Strike next turn, pay 8 health to try to keep the Skewer. We could also Survivor Skewer for 3. I don't know how I feel about that. We are guaranteed to get Neutralized Strike next turn, thanks to Backfloat. Potion's not that good against sentries. Would be helpful against Lagavulin, but so is the speed potion, and we might get a new potion here. I'm gonna just use this potion. Yeah, we just get a potion. We also get an extremely good relic for pairing with Skewer, which is the Shuriken. Every time we play 3 attacks in 1 turn, gain a point of strength. And it's not what I was expecting. I was hoping there would be a Blade Dance, not a Grand Finale. You kidding me? Grand Finale? How about Leg Sweep? Leg Sweep is great block and weaken. Great on a higher energy deck too. It's a very dense card. What I really like about high cost cards is that you can achieve a lot of numeric effect with relatively few cards drawn. So high cost cards and a couple card removals creates a very powerful deck really quickly. Bamba Pop, thank you so much for 3 months of keeping it cozy. Twitch Tarek, thanks for 6 months in advance of subbing, getting that bulk discount. And Zuthis, thank you so much for 30 months, 3 metric years of support. 2 and 4/13 Baker's Dozens. Even better. I had the extreme displeasure of having to go buy American measured drill bits, which are done in fractions of inches, uneven fractions of inches for some ungodly reason, and not anything vaguely remaining sane, like millimeters. I needed like a 7/64 inch bit. Why? But all I had was, all I had was like a 3/16 or something. No. Just no. Can he get strong? Sure he can. Oof. Oof. Also, Ilum asks, can I teach you anything about biochemistry? I remember taking biochemistry as an undergraduate chemistry major, and I did find that to be one of the most challenging courses that I ever took. We had to remember the structure and names of all the amino acids, which I can't for the life of me remember now. I think I discarded that knowledge years ago. And there's a 3-letter code and a 1-letter code for each of the amino acids. I was indeed a chemistry major, studied in general chemistry, because I couldn't make up my mind, and then decided ultimately not to use the degree, and realized why I couldn't make up my mind. Oh, Gremlin Horn. Very good. That's going to be a huge help in many, many, many different combats. And this is not the time, Mr. Serpent, not before the elite, after the elite. I'm going to be so impoverished for this store. How tragic. Well, I'm definitely not taking a Doubt Curse before what might be a spooky Lagavulin fight. Instead, it's an easy-peasy 3 Sentries fight. Although this opening hand does leave something to be desired. Make sure we get the bonus damage on all 3 of them here. I think I'll use this to save 4 health now and potentially more health later. Might be better in the Hexaghost fight, though, truthfully. Damage. Alright, well that seems like it was unnecessary. Here we are. I really enjoyed the different kinds of math that chemistry asked you to do. I think that's what I was particularly good at, was the arithmetic side of things. Ouch. Okay, well, I'm glad I used the potion. Well, is less than I'd like to have for Hexaghost, but we'll see where we end up. Potion Belt's good, letting us hold on to more potions. We want some damage over time. Hard to say no to a Crippling Cloud. This also extends our Weaken uptime, which is pretty good. 1 hit point too many. I think we'll be fine. Maybe if there's a block potion in the shop, I can avoid having to rest here. Cloud is kind of expensive with the Shuriken. Maybe we'd be better off taking the Heel Hook and upgrading our Leg Sweep. How about that? It's kind of an interesting idea. I think we'll find that that Heel Hook is a dead draw about half the time. And that we will really, really dislike it when it is. But when it works, it will work well. I remember that challenge to J. Dublinson. I was shocked to get silent on the first attempt with no boss relics. Just skip them. Even if it whiffs, we can still proc Shuriken with it. That's true. Crippling Cloud helps with area damage. Alright, I'm going to give this Heel Hook a try. And I am going to upgrade the Leg Sweep immediately. Hey, congrats on that win, Fluffy Mittens. I'm getting pretty close myself. Looking forward to finishing things off. Man, if only I had, say, 55 more gold for this store. There's definitely a lot of nice things we could purchase. I, for one, well, yeah, we can buy the Waffle to gain lots of hit points. That's not necessarily a good thing for Hexaghost. Although I'll say with Leg Sweep Plus, it probably is a good thing. Trip is also definitely catching my eye here and letting us apply 2 vulnerable. And we could afford Trip plus Blade Dance. There's also Preserved Insect here, making elites easier, although I'll say that the Slaver's Collar does that a lot so far, as does the Gremlin Horn. 2 random skill upgrades, not as good as I'd like it to be. Probably just upgrades 2 defense. And I'm eyeing either, yeah, Trip Blade Dance or a Relic here. And I personally want to see it be Trip Blade Dance. So that's the line I'm going to choose. What were the potions here? Nothing, yeah, nothing particularly good. Might end up resting. Okay, easy fight at least. Thank goodness. So, Gremlin Horn is here to save the day. We can do 11, 21. Okay, let's kill this one then, because it has more health. 1. I should probably play the defend. That way the heal hook is discarded and we draw a random card that I can play. Of course, it's going to be a leg sweep or something ridiculous, right? That's the trip. Okay. We take only a little bit because we have the odd mushroom from fighting these guys earlier. We produce damage there. And we get a fairy in a bottle, which means I don't have to rest. Beautiful. We also get offered a Piercing Wail, which going into Act 2 and Hexaghost is a card that I will be taking. Hey there, Tiny Toaster Guy. Grats on the heart win. Dead Branch Ironclad is absolutely a way to get there. GG. This feels like it's got to be the Blade Dance upgrade. We could maybe argue to make Trip AoE, although that will not help at all for Hexaghost. Or we could upgrade all at attack. But I think we'd rather just get more attacks. Upgrading Neutralize for additional Weaken, also something potentially worth considering. This is kind of what I was envisioning with the Blade Dance upgrade, where that 1 extra Shiv is getting us the crucial second Shuriken proc of the turn. Do like that quite a lot. Get him, Leg Sweep. And here's Heal Hook actually putting in really good work too. Again, getting us a Shuriken proc. Jeez. We strong silent now. Beautiful. Oh, just a casual 76 damage. No biggie. We'll settle for a mere 57. Draw order has worked out quite beautifully as well here. Maybe not ideally, but almost perfectly. 2 unspent energy here. I'm going to be honest, we are not going to draw this Piercing Wail again, so I might as well use it now to save 1 hit point. Because this fight is going to be over very shortly. Although not immediately. Oh, yes, immediately. Get him. GG. GG. Well, that went pretty dang well. Some curious options here. Die 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 would give us another powerful area damage card. Bursts lets us dupe skills, though, which is kind of interesting. We can burst Leg Sweep, a classic, burst Trip for more vulnerable, burst Piercing Wail for lots of block, or burst Backflip for tons of card draw. And of course, there's burst Blade Dance for the big Shivs. Burst can be upgraded to affect 2 skills, which sometimes is good. Sometimes is not. I'm going to try this burst. I'm a little worried that we don't have the card draw / we have too many starter cards for this to be good, but maybe we'll see a Pyramid or an Empty Cage or a Pandora's Box that could help with that. Or an Astrolabe. I actually really like an Astrolabe. Oh, none of those things. Instead, here's Fusion Hammer, Ectoplasm, Tiny House. Fusion Hammer gives us more energy but prevents us from ever upgrading cards again. That's not necessarily the worst, especially with so much incentive to keep fighting elites and a potion belt. I could get behind a Fusion Hammer here. I don't like the Ectoplasm much. Ectoplasm prevents us from gaining further gold in order to give us additional energy. The tiny house helps us get back the money we lost from the Meggers. Gives us 5 max HP, gives us a card reward, a random upgrade, and a potion to help fill out the potion belt. I think I would actually take Tiny House over Ectoplasm. The question is, do I take Tiny House over Fusion Hammer? I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've deliberately picked an Ectoplasm. I came really close to taking one recently because I found the old coin in Act 1, so I already had a lot of money. And I also no longer had the possibility of finding the old coin. Are we any good at hallway fights? Yes, thanks to Blade Dance. Yes, we're also relatively decent because of Gremlin Horn. Backstab's helping out as well. We should be able to kill Chosen. We should be able to deal with birds. The Shelled Parasite could give us trouble. That said, we have plenty of ways to spend additional energy, and we crucially have some cards that are already upgraded. Like the Leg Sweep, Skewer, Blade Dance. I think this is a pretty okay Fusion Hammer. I would really love the additional energy, whether we're operating on 4 or on 5. And I would really love... I mean, there's a reasonable chance, that we find some kind of upgrade alternative, like Apotheosis. I think I will take the additional energy here. Sorry, Tiny House. Not today. In particular, Shuriken really thrives on having more energy available to spend. Is helping sway the decision here. And yep, that's going to be a Fusion Hammer of a path right there. Oh boy. You'll have to see it. Look at this. 4 elites in Act 2. That's the power of Fusion Hammer. Could opt to take on the Burning Elite, given where it's positioned. This is a convenient Burning Elite to face, but with only 2 elites being offered along the path, I don't like it as much. I do like visiting this shop because we could remove a strike, and I really would like to do that. And then, what, some events beforehand? Chance at bites? Oh yeah. Would I take bites even with Fusion Hammer? Yes, with Shuriken. Yes, I would. Okay, we'll do 2 events prior to the shop then. That also avoids getting into combat with any stinky hard pool fights until at least we get a relic from our first elite. This will also be hard pool. Okay, so lots of combats. We'll get healing at a few fires. We're forced to rest at these if we choose not to recall. And we have a fairy in a bottle in case we lose 30 health to Chosen or something random that we didn't anticipate. Any other path alterations to consider? I don't think so. Looks pretty ideal to me. Here's the birds, and like I said, I'm not threatened by them because our birds fight looks like this. We have 4 more hits. I guess I'll knock you out of the air. Could knock this one out of the air, but I have to take 6. Or I could neutralize this one and then finish the one on the ground. I could rather just knock 2 out of the air here. I forget I've got Gremlin Horn, though. Okay. Don't need to burst there. Get him. Do I want to finish the one on the ground? No. That one I could take the plus strength bird out of the air. Slay it. Slay it good. Hey there, Baalorlord. We have gotten a circlet in a seeded run on stream. There's a highlight somewhere in the highlights reel of the exclamation point greed clip was actually part of this. Using this interaction, which was later patched down to the game, we were able to get 9,000 gold at the Knowing Skull events, and then we used that to buy relics from the shop until we found a circlet. Pretty hard not to take green cards when you've got a Fusion Hammer. Sucker Punch is also an attack card, and helps make this heal hook a lot more consistent. I like it. I like it. I think that is enough incentives to take what is normally an overlooked card, Sucker Punch. The Circlet is a placeholder relic in Slay the Spire. You only ever find a Circlet if the game tries to generate a relic and there are no relics to generate. So typically you'll only find Circlet if you play Endless Mode and you collect every relic by looping through the game multiple times. It's under extremely rare circumstances possible to find a Circlet in a normal run. That's still true as of the current version of the game, but now you need to use Nightmare plus Wish to generate enough money to afford all the relics in the shop. All Circlets are the same, and you can collect any number of them. They'll just kind of stack and give you a count of how many you've found. So the game keeps track of how many relics you have, although you aren't benefiting from any more of them. And a dad joke that I owe the crowd. Why can't you tell pun jokes to kleptomaniacs? Because they're always taking things literally. And speaking of taking things literally, these thieves are going to be taking things literally from us. Hopefully not a repeat of our Act 1 performance. Would not like that. Yeah, good thing we didn't take Ecto. By the way, the age-old adage of you always encounter the thieves in the first two combats after taking Ectoplasm. There are, I think, 5 different easy pool combats you can counter at the start of Act 2. 2 thieves, Chosen, the Parasite, the Birds, and the Spirit Guardian. And so any given fight has overall, I believe, a 40% chance of appearing. Which means it's pretty much a coin flip. Which is why it feels like it always happens, of course. Thinking that our optimal turn involves discarding a Shiv here, oddly enough. We have 2 cards that discard cards. We can't play both All Out Attack and Survivor and every other card in hand. It's just not possible. One will discard the other. We don't have enough damage to kill a nerd here. We only have 16, 26, 37 damage. Not enough for a fatality. So that means I'm going to use the Speed Potion and do the following. Targeting the front one with less health, as we want to be able to get the Gremlin Horn activated next turn. Optimally, if possible. Is that a burst backflip? Sure is. Strike is a fatality. Of course, now we draw the heal hook. It's fine. Skewer's a kill either way, right? Oh. As is this. Okay. Phew. Wow, we do a lot of damage, huh? Good. Second Sucker Punch plus. Do we do it again? Who's our Act Boss? If it was Bronze Automaton, I think I would take it to bust through the artifact layers. This dodge roll is somewhat tempting as well, though. 6 block times 2. Good burst target. We already have incentive to gain dexterity. I think I'll take this dodge and roll, actually. I like that quite a bit. Do I still want 2 events here? Even more so than before? Well... They're hard pool fights, though? Now I'm not sure what to do. It might be better to take fights now, even though we have less energy. 4 energy is still plenty to kick butt with. God Times asks, what is the hard pool? When you enter a regular combat in Slay the Spire, the game checks how many combats you've already entered that act to determine the difficulty of the next one. In Act 2, your first 2 combats come from what are called the easy pool. Relatively easy fights, like a single Chosen or a single Spheric Guardian, that are comparatively easy compared to the wider variety and more difficult enemies that are in the what's known as hard pool after you fight your first 2 combats. Your subsequent combats come from a more difficult set of encounters. This includes the Snake Plant, the Triple Cultist fight, it can be Chosen plus a minion, Spheric Guardian plus a sentry, and a few other things besides. It's true, we could fill up on potions from the event. We could also get a lot of money from the event. Realistically, I think we're meant to take the combats. Keep looking at card rewards. Especially now that I have more upgraded cards. But there's a lot of things that could happen in the events that are really good too. And ultimately, events do save time, which I really appreciate. I'm going to take this intended path that I set. We'll get a card removal from Cleric, which I think means I'll avoid the shop now. And I'll just opt to take these 2 fights from here. Cool. Works for me. First opponent was indeed a Snake Plant. Spooky stuff, man. Good thing we have a 1 Piercing Well in the deck. Here it is, although I wouldn't call this ideal draw timing. Let's burst the trip. Next turn could hurt unless we draw Leg Sweep. Hey, we drew Leg Sweep. Well, heck, this is going awfully conveniently for us, isn't it? If we draw a Skewer next turn, we're going to outright kill, so I'm allowed to just Survivor and defend here. Thanks to the luck of the draw here. Snake Plant doesn't attack 3 times in a row, it'll reapply the debuff, which unfortunately gets it murdered by Skewer. Perfect fight. We get 10 gold and another backflip if we want it. On this much energy, I do want it. Although I wish we had dexterity. Could also maybe take an Infinite Blades to go with Shuriken, but it's just really slow at making shivs. Rather just have a Blade Dance. X Dragon, thank you so much for 11 months of support. Montakia, thank you for the full year. What about Slice? I feel like Slice often results in unspent energy at the end of the turn. Pufferfish, thank you so much for 15 months of support. Feely asks, according to the community survey, what do I think are my viewers' favorite animals? Ooh, I'm planning on looking through those during my time off, but I'll make a guess here that people liked cats a lot. Probably a lot of dog lovers too. But for the non-obvious two, I'm going to pick one more. And guess. Turtles. I'm also going to take this backflip. Capybaras and wombats. Finally, someone with taste. Also, ouch. Very even split between cat and dog. Well, yeah. As you'd expect. That makes sense. Hey, there's Empatilla. Long time no see. Welcome back. Much has changed, but the cozy has not. If only I had Trip in my hand, we can actually have a kill here. We just eat 21 damage to the face, or Do I kill the fungi beast and eat potentially more than 21 damage to the face, although it'll only be 25% more? Then I get to draw a card. Hooray? Let's do it. Okay. You take a little bit more damage this turn, but what about next turn? And we're one card deeper into the pool, essentially. Was it worth it? Not sure that I can say it was. Come on, Blade Dance. Dang. Draw the trip, that's good. I can play the All-Out Attack if I play the Survivor. We should have a kill next turn. Okay, 26 health and a potion. I'm still feeling alright here. Didn't actually get any potions. We're offered our third upgraded Sucker Punch. For some reason. What? Why? Very odd. Do I take this one? Maybe? I don't think so. You can't be more weak than weak. We already have 3 applications of weak, 6 per deck cycle, which is more than enough to permanently weaken any single target. So we're really anticipating having to deal with lots of artifact or multiple foes for this to be any worthwhile. I don't think so. Is it the third time? You think they'd see it coming by that point, right? Alright, let's see if 5 energy feels like it makes a difference. We're fighting 4 elites this act, by the way. At least that's the plan. See how that goes for us here. Alright, turn 1 we ended with 2 unspent energy. Thanks, Slaver Scholar. Oof. That's not the hand I wanted to see, but we did get to spend it all at least. Ow. Oh dear. Seems to be going really badly, actually. But guess what? Skewer does 19 times 5. Not bad. We finally get a potion. We also get a pen nib. So every 10th attack is doubled in damage, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make it at the current rate. We'll see. Second leg sweep, that I will take, even without the upgrade. Let's get a little bit more block and a little bit more weak consistency. Can we beat the Snecko, though? That's the real question. I'm thinking probably. Heck yeah. Give him a bopping. Give him a leg sweeping. This is fine? Yeah, it's only 2 damage. Brought 2 more. Okay. Can't play the Blade Dance, but that's alright. Almost have a kill next turn. Strike into alt attack, kills, and then Pen Nib is on 8 for this elite fight. I technically don't have to do this elite fight. We can go this way instead, but I'm going to commit to this one at the very minimum. As long as we have the Fairy in a Bottle, I will commit. Flex Potion going to be very helpful, I'm sure. And how about, hear me out on this, how about an upgraded Blade Dance? Does that sound like something we'd want? Anyone? Anyone? Blade Dance upgraded? How about, yeah. Says plus, I will not refuse. with my Shuriken, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Another very good burst target, too. I think things are going to take a turn for the better. I also think that additional energy on turn 1 is unusable unless we draw a Skewer. And without a bottled flame to go with the Skewer, I don't think I'm going to take this. Because we just recently had a fight where we had 2 extra energy on turn 1. How would we like to have 4 unspent energy on turn 1? How about a blue key instead? How about a Gremlin Horn versus the Gremlin Mob? Gremlin Leader. Gremlin Dead. Is more like. Alright, what's in the draw pile? A Sucker Punch. Well, heck. Man chose some awfully tanky gremlins to summon on turn 1 here. Okay. Said that is an awful lot of Shuriken procs in one turn. This does 21 times 5. Oh. Not bad. Now we have this oddly smooth stone for a little bit of dexterity, making these 2 backflips, dodge a roll, all look a lot better here. We still have all of our potions. I don't think I'm going to take any of these, not even the upgraded Eviscerate. We don't have the discard to work with it. If I had acrobatics instead of backflips, I would take it. Could have had 3 infinite blades. Glad I don't. Honestly. Very, very glad I don't. Uh-oh. By the way, I'm taking another elite since we still have the Fairy in a Bottle. Could end up being a Swift Potion here. Can I kill this Mystic on turn 1? Not without the Flex Potion. I'd rather use the Swift Potion. Good. We got Dodge a Roll. That's enough damage negation, but I'm no longer worried. We could also additionally kill her on turn 1, yes? 58 with Weaken, we can deal a bunch plus 45. Well, hold on. When I say a bunch, what do I mean? 16 plus 45, right? Which is enough, yes. So trip, backstab, skewer, dodge a roll. Take only 1 damage. I often say that it's best to kill the Centurion first, but if you can kill the Mystic on turn 1, sometimes it's better to go for her first. That means the Centurion will multi-attack instead of blocking. But without a strength buff, it's not for that much damage. 7 times 3, which is pretty blockable with 1 leg sweep or with Piercing Wail. If we choose the block route, we'll get 19 block, take 4. Rather take 1 than 4. We also don't become frail. Done a leg sweep there. And we have Piercing Wail for this. Not a problem, as you can see. And there, we're through the fight with only a single point of damage taken. Now we've got a full belt of 4 potions, and I feel more confident than ever that the elites we're about to face are going to die miserably. Dagger Spray works pretty well with a Shuriken, although unupgraded. It's worth at least thinking about here if we want some additional area damage, which we might going into the Collector fight. But I think we should be leery of adding too many attack cards, too many cards in general. Skip all these. They don't say plus, so I shall refuse. What an excellent turn 1 against the 3 slavers with this particular set of potions. I think that I'm going to go ahead and use the Flex Potion and then pen nib this all-out attack. It sounds good to me. Bet with our cards played properly, we can get 2 of them. That'll do what? 15 double 30 damage to all of them? So yeah, we should be able to kill at minimum front and back, possibly all 3 here, with a half-decent series of something. Oh, actually more than that, because of the Shuriken also. Double bang. Okay, not all 3, but easily full blocked. Get destroyed, sir. Hello? Well, that went pretty well. We get our potion back, we get a Maul bank, giving us money every floor until we visit a shop, which is going to be a while, thankfully, since we're right at the end of the act. There's some dexterity for us, or we can take a very good energy sink, Doppelganger, which is an excellent burst target, I might add, to let us draw tons of cards on future turns. Ooh. Honestly, I am very sold on a Doppelganger here over a Footwork, for the additional card draw and powerful turns it can provide, and for being a good burst target on 5 energy. Footwork is pretty nice, unupgraded, a little bit less nice. A little bit less necessary with the Oddly Smooth Stone, too. I'm going to believe in Doppelganger here, especially for this collector fight, which we'll hopefully still have our Fairy in a Bottle for. One last elite, one more Book of Stabbing fight. Here's the rematch. Hopefully it'll go better for us. Again, look at all this. We could have had 7 energy this turn. Can you imagine? Do I use a potion here? Honestly, I don't think I'm going to need to. Especially not if I can draw Skewer next turn. And we could outright get a kill. No dice. So I can do other powerful things. Suppose we were meant to pen nib the strike rather than one of those shivs. Shouldn't make much of a difference, though. Skewer, where are you? Hello? $13 times 5, 78, right? Just math that real quick. 65, glad I checked. So, poison potion kills. 13 times 6 is 78. Okay, I'll just use the poison potion to kill. Get a Juzu bracelet, ensuring there's no longer normal combats in question mark rooms, and either another Doppelganger, actually I think a second one would be pretty cool, or another Blade Dance Plus. Fascinating. I honestly still believe in the power of the Doppel. But it do say plus. Take that Doppel. I'm like oddly obsessed here. Just think of the card draw. If I ever... Okay, think of the card draw. Here's card draw. Okay, here we go. Do I ever hold this for Doppel Skewer or something weird? I don't think so. Of course, I would draw all 3 X-Cost cards on the same turn. What? Don't be ridiculous. Game. You mustn't. It's just fundamentally inefficient to do that, don't you know? Now we're hoping for Burst Blade Dance or something. Let's just play this for one. Keep the other one. And that's the only reason I drew the Burst Blade Dance. Good. Perfect. That's a lot of shivs, man. Make the Shuriken a little better here. Optimal. Skewer. Hopefully kill next turn. Okay, this went pretty well, all things considered. I wouldn't call our draw order ideal. You really don't want to be drawing the X-cost cards at the same time, but we did, and it worked out anyway, thankfully. We're offered a Corpse Explosion, which can help us do more area damage, a Bullet Time, making other stuff in hand free, or an Unload for damage and discard. Honestly, can't say I'm a fan of any of them. Particular Bullet Time doesn't work with X-cost cards. Doofgod, thank you so much for the full year. Corpse Explosion helps us deal with Spikers, perhaps. No, that is not untrue. We actually don't have a Spiker solution at the moment. Something I don't often think about much. But I would say there's a particular weakness here. Also works really well for blanket damage in Reptomancer. Pretty good for stripping artifact layers as well. I like it. And wow, choices. Astrolabe, Pandora's Box, Sacred Bark are the options. Pandora's Box would be 8 transformed cards, 8 new random cards. Or I could instead pick 3 for transforming and upgrading to get upgraded stuff with the Fusion Hammer. Last option, double potions. Given that we have a potion belt to hold on to potions, Sacred Bark is pretty dang strong. Turns this Variant Bottle into a 60% heal, makes the colorless potions generate 2 copies of the card each, and more beside. Definitely all want these. All 3 of these are very good. Question is, which is the best? I tend to weigh... kind of my mental equivalence is usually that I weigh a transform and an upgrade as about as good as 2 transforms. So, equivalently, Astrolabe is 6 transforms, whereas Pandora's Box is 8 transforms. We would argue that the P-Box has the advantage there, but we can't upgrade the cards from the Pandora's Box, which could be a bit troubling. But how does that compare to doubled potions? Unsure. Defense could be gutted by the loss of the box. We're only losing 4 unupgraded defends that block for 6. We still keep both backflips, both leg sweeps, the dodger roll, the piercing wail, and all of our weakness sources. So I wouldn't necessarily say that our defense really suffers at all. Yeah, I think they're all very good. I'm going to go with the box, ultimately. The raw numbers have me here. What's in the box? We get a Blade Dance, yes. A second Heal Hook, yes. 2 Caltrops? Interesting. Not sure about that. But love this Tools the Trade, love the Cloak and Dagger, love the Calculated Gamble. Overall, excellent set of cards here. Excellent set of cards. Blade Dance, Glass Knife, Heal Hook, significant upgrade to our damage output. Probably going to remove one of the 2 Caltrops. Not sure about the rest. Did you know that you can now support me directly on YouTube by getting a channel membership? For as low as $5 a month, you'll get access to perks like custom badges and emojis to use in comments and discounts on the merch store, all while helping support me and this channel. Just click the join button below to get started. Now back to the video. Glass Knife absolutely slaps both with Shuriken and with Pen Nib. More than happy to have it here. Burning Elite here. We could go to an early shop, or we could save the shop thought for later so that we get maximum maw bank value. I actually rather like that idea. We'll hit 2 stores with lots of money. Unfortunately means we're only fighting 1 elite this act, just by virtue of this placement. I guess we could fight this one and then not go to the shop, but that would only happen if I got a shop that I spent money at here or here. Would I upgrade all from Mind Bloom? With the Fairy in the Bottle, I would probably still do it. There's so many good upgrades in this deck right now. I would probably do it. And then just discard the Fairy. Poor Fairy. Long shall ye suffer. Oh, man. Well, boy, am I glad we took Corpse Explosion. Yikes. Double Spikers to greet us. The power. I don't want to kill the Exploder too early. Odd as that sounds to say. I don't actually want to play these attacks on the Spikers. Hey, there we go. Leg sweep. Good. Sweep you, draw more next turn. Yes. Yes. Means I can punch you. But only one time. Don't play Skewer on the Spikers, or you will suffer tremendously. Also, don't play First Blade Dance against the Spikers, or you will also suffer. I'm gonna use a colorless potion here. Yeah. Feels like it was a good choice. Corpse Explosion. Everything's going fine. Smiley face. Discard the trip, actually. Let's see. Go dodge a roll. Burst the Doppelganger. So I draw lots of cards for this turn. And then from here we win, essentially. What a hilarious fight. Paladin Dragon Slayer, thank you so much for 7 months of support. What do you call a dog that does magic tricks? A Labracadabrador. Labracazam. That was a fun fight. Winding Halls offer us Madnesses, which can make cards free for a whole combat, a Writhe for a heal, or just lose a little bit of max health. And you'll almost always see me lose the max health, because generally speaking, you don't want to add cards to your deck that aren't helping you. And for the most part, Madnesses don't help, unless you're a small or cycle-heavy setup. What about bursting that Doppelganger? Might have been a decent idea. Keep him weak. They won't know what hit him. Colorless Potion again. And an upgraded Piercing Well. I'm going to go with yes. This deck does want at least one more Piercing Well. Especially with Awakened one coming up later. Too many powers in this deck currently. This fight also runs the risk of being very dangerous for us, as I don't think we quite have the per turn output required here. I might want to use the Colorless Potion again, actually, Could give me artifacts too, that would help a lot. Let's take the flat damage from this Hand of Greed. I'll end this fight a lot quicker. Else we will suffer. Most assuredly. We take the attack damage, but plus additional 12 from Constrict, meaning we're short on block here. Potentially more on this turn. It's not a kill. I'm going to calculate a gamble here. Dear. I do not have any way to do enough damage, I do not believe. Well, hold on, let's math real quick. I can burst the Blade Dance, get 7 Shivs. And then Skewer for some. So I would do 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7. Plus 18 plus 7 plus to be 26. No. Do not have a kill here. We are having a rest site pretty soon. But I'd be dismayed if we got Mind Bloom here. Not sure I want to use another potion though. In which case... Yeah, we get to pen nib this Skewer, but it's not enough damage to kill. We won't have enough energy left to make the Skewer anything strong. I think this is our best play, though. Ouch. It's about the amount of health we'll get back from the rest, though. And we get a Fear Potion. And we get a Well-Laid Plans, which I'm super taking over this Piercing Wail. Alright, what do you got? Purple Fire Spirits. Perfect, actually. We can donate a card, and depending on the rarity of the card, we'll gain a bonus. If we donate a rare card, we gain 10 max health. Of course, if we donate an uncommon, we get a full heal. Tempting to get rid of a Caltrops here, but I do think I want the 10 max health. So either the Glass Knife or one of the Doppels. Still holding faith that the Doppels will prove useful someday, so I'm going to donate Glass Knife. And then Recall. Our Burning Lead is a mere max health nemesis. Definitely could have been worse. Although opening with 5 burns is not your best look, sir. Here we go. Beautiful. Got a Piercing Wail too. Well-Laid Plans. What? Piercing Wail, Burst. Piercing Wail, Burst, Doppelganger. Gonna be the line here. Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be the good stuff. Here's the power of Doppelganger. Actually, don't want to keep any of this. Sure why I played the Well-Laid Plans then. Just give me all of the energy, please. Now skewer this man for 330 damage. Got him. We also got a Nunchaku giving us even more energy generation, a lot more, which is going to make the Doppels and the Skewer both a lot better. And a third Doppelganger, I believe. I swear, they will be useful. Let's make it happen. Come on, Chemical X. This has got to be the run. Ah! That's a lot of damage. I think I'm going to Blade Dance, Calculated Gamble. Try to draw into better answers. Do I feel like I got what I was looking for? Yes. Yes, I do. Why, yes, I do. Knock leg sweep. Sweet. Yeah, that went well. One of those. Alright, buddy, you're dying now. You're taking your friends with you. 100% Celeste without ever dying. Has it really taken this long? That's a huge statement about how tough that game is. That's crazy. I almost want a Flying Knee. Almost. Ultimately, I feel like we've come out of things pretty strong here. There's the Bottled Flame. That's funny. Do I bottle the Skewer? Do I bottle the Skewer? Bottled Pendib Skewer could help me really deal with Spear and Shield, actually. Let's choose to do it. No thank you, Red Mask. Not for 622 gold, but Glowing Tesseract, that'll look. Apotheosis, anybody? Dark Shackle's very good. Flash of Steel with Shuriken, pretty good. Or a second copy of Trip. And Master of Strategy. Not eyeing these Hands of Greed too much, because we're so late into the run. But card draw, yes. Flash of Steel, yes. Dark Shackles, also, yes. Lastly, fight 2 difficult opponents to get a rare relic and a bunch of money. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Let's see here. I think I should use at least one potion. Explosive Potion's not a bad choice. I'll start with a colorless potion, though. Oh, that's not a bad one at all. Free Apotheosis, or I could take Violence, put random attack cards from the draw pile into my hand. I think I want the Apo. Good, that upgrades the Well-Aid plans. Feels pretty good. Do I also employ this Fear Potion? I think that seems pretty likely. I am very likely to buy more potions at the shop. I don't think I'm going to be using Skewer here on turn 1. I'd rather put the energy into this Doppelganger. And then we can just hold the Skewer, actually. And the Backstab. Yes, of course. This is the way to do it. Keep the attack cards. And I draw to a full hand of 10 here. Trip is now upgraded, so they're both vulnerable. Keep the potion. And life is starting to look pretty dang good, actually. I can Pendib the Skewer to kill one, so let's put our attacks into the other one. I'll even gain an energy back from this. Well, that went pretty well. Thanks for the Apotheosis colorless card. Oh, Gurya. Makes me very, very happy that we already have our key. We'll be able to lift 2 times. Once before the final boss, and well, before the Act 3 boss, and then once in the next act. Outmaneuver plus. Fascinating. No idea if that helps. With Skewer bottled, not relatively likely. Really awkward with the Doppelgangers. Not sure. I don't think so. I think it's too many steps of fancitude. Oh man, I love this store. Footwork is here, that's good. I definitely like the Toy Ornithopter healing us when we use potions. We've got a lot of potions, that's a lot of healing. Last Kerfuffle, thanks for 20 months. Good morning to you. Ninja Scroll is a point of strength by letting us play 3 Shivs on turn 1. I'm not sure that's worth the money that we'd have to sink into it, though. Definitely like this footwork. And if I take footwork, I'm taking another backflip as well. So let's do the following to start. This with potion as well. Leaving me with 319 gold. We got one more shop coming up. I'd like to remove a card there. I'd also like to be able to buy a relic there. I think that means I'm going to opt not to take the Ninja Scroll. Although, oh yeah, it does work really well with pen-nibbed Skewer now, doesn't it? Speaking of, anybody notice that we managed to synchronize the pen nib and the nunchaku? That's pretty cool. This would help a lot with killing Spire's Shield or Spire Spear on turn 1, notably. Well, that is pretty good now that you mention it. All right. Welcome. I bought Ninja Scroll. That's not a thing I often do. Don't want to pen nib that. I do want to keep playing Shivs, I guess. Keep building strength here. Actually, we have to allow this, yeah? Yeah, we do. Perfect. Have some poison. Okay, we'll take 4 here. It's a little uncomfortable, but not too bad. Powers. Keep the Flash of Steel. Cringeair, thank you so much for 10 months. I win rate on A0, I'd say 99+%, but not 100%. But I would win almost every run on Ascension 0. If you're counting the hearts, maybe a little bit less likely. But I'm sure with enough dedication, I could do something like a 100 win streak on Ascension 0. That said, the longer I played base difficulty, the more wacky I would become, and I'm sure I would careen myself into weird losses, like trying to do triple mayhem or something. Doot. Do I punch you? Keep changing what you're doing this turn, or do I dodge and roll Corpse Explosion, continue to rely on poison? I think I don't want to be weak. Yeah. That's fine. You can do that. Keep this. Okay, we should have a kill here. Given how good blade dances are for us, I will take... Well, actually, no, I don't want to take too many. Because heart is a thing. Be very careful about Beat of Death, actually. Attack Potion, I would say, is probably better than an Explosive Potion. And we're going to lift before we fight the Nerd Bird. Come strong. So, this fight is a bit of a challenge here. Every time we play a power, the Awakened One will gain some strength. 2 points of it to be precise. And that is not good. Just straight up, that's not good. We don't like that. Call. I also don't like that I drew absolutely no block on turn 1, but what can you do? Suppose I could play Tools the Trade. Scary Fight with only 38 health. How about Scary Fight with only... 14 health. Dankbot 9000, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. I think I need to see more cards each turn. Down to 14 we go. But don't forget, we do have a Fairy in a Bottle, and I managed to draw all my block cards. Just kill him fast, Forehead. Easy. Discard that, I guess. Perfect. What's this to 4? Take 1? Does get me closest to both of my goals. Very well. Get one of those doubles played. It's been tough to rely on them. They haven't quite worked out the way that I've been expecting them to. These are still okay. Draw 2. Play the footwork. That's just going to be worth it. I'm going to burst the dodge and roll, I think. You know, things might actually be okay here. I'm taking 4. Alright, use this. Don't get to retain it after all. We can use either the Dark Shackles or the Last Piercing Wail to reset Awaken 1's strength as we go into Phase 2, and it's going to be quite well worth it. So-called Piercing Wail trick. Perfect. In order to do that, I must play Piercing Wail on the turn the Awakened One is killed. Or Dark Shackles. Either is acceptable. For example. I'll keep that. And that's right, don't try it on the heart, but do try it on the Time Eater. for next turn. So I'll draw. Shiv. Block for next turn. Keep that. Well, I'd say this actually went decently despite the relatively awkward turn 1 that we had. Everything else has been beautiful. And I don't want to end with pin nib on this number anyway. Okay. Looks like I'm going for the kill here. GG. Alright, up next is the Shapes. Donu and Deka. We're definitely glad we have Corpse Explosion, but am I going to survive turn 1? Signs point to yes. That's good. I'm gonna attack Donu first, but it really doesn't matter, as they'll both die at the same time with the Corpse Explosion anyway. Speaking of, there it is. Have to keep that, so we'll keep the well-laid plans. Or play the well-laid plans to keep it. Do this just increment by 1. Would have been nice to be able to play Piercing Well on that turn, but oh well. So, if I play it now, only the poison is not applied. Let's do that. Artifact the poison, so that I can apply weak with leg sweep here. Dodge a roll, hold the Doppelganger, I think? No, I need this backflip. Am I going to rest at the rest site? We'll get a heal at the start of the next act, and I'll also have healing from the Toy Ornithopter, so I think I'll still be lifting at the final rest site. Seems rather likely. There's Doppelganger. A lot of blade dancing I can do. Let's see. Let's do the following. I could burst Piercing Wail to stop him. That seems kind of excessive, but I can just burst the Survivor. Tools the trade, burst Survivor. Strip an artifact layer with this, or keep Donu weakened for one more turn. Keep the Dark Shackles. Dark Shackles can help me block on this turn. Here we go. This should be a good Doppelganger turn, probably. So yeah, I can Cloak and Dagger, Doppelganger. Get a bunch of energy for next turn. If I can start cycling these Doppelgangers, we can have a good time. Using the energy from one Doppel to play another one is kind of the intended outcome here. Ooh, so close to being able to kill here. 42 times 5. That is... Actually, wait. The block will keep Deka alive, right? Fascinating. So if I Skewer here, we kill Donu, but I don't block. Or, but I don't win the fight, excuse me. I also don't want to win the fight with Pen-Nib on 9, because I want to be able to properly kill Spire Spirit, Spire Shield. So... what to do. By Skewer, I actually get 2 energy left. That's true. One from the Gremlin Horn, one from the Nunchaku, and I could play leg sweep still. I think we could do a little better than that. My goal is to play, ideally, something close to exactly 10 attacks next turn. Let's see what we can do here. This is currently 7 by 16. It's 16 by 5. 80. Although the block falls off if I kill with a poison, that's right. But I could just Skewer now. Hold on. 7 times 16. 112. Yes. Then play a Shiv. There we go. That'll take. Two thump, two thump, two thump. A deep pulsing dread could be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of all these Shivs? You prepare your Doppelgangers and strike in unison. The cool bee. What do you call a bunch of duplicates of yourself that are also farmers? Doppelgangers. No refunds. I think I am going to choose the lift here. The extra point of strength could make all the difference against Spear and Shield, and we definitely want to do every point of damage we can to the hearts. I also plan on healing a lot off the Toy Ornithopter. I said no refunds. Ooh. Finisher, can't afford it. Footwork, can't afford it. Potions that I don't want. I guess I'll just take 1 Piercing Wail. And hope that that's enough. Onwards. It's 120. So I can kill the shield, but not the spear. Unfortunately, the artifact prevents me from using Trip to do 180 with that Skewer. I could leg sweep, but then I'll only have 3 energy. So I don't think that would be enough. Let me do some math. Let's assume I Trip, leg sweep, Fear Potion. Shivs will deal 9, and then Skewer is going to be what? 36 times 3. $108 plus 9 plus 9 plus... Next one will be more, because then we'll have a point of strength. But it's not going to be quite enough. We're pretty close to killing the spear, but not quite. So I think that what means... What I'll do then is just kill the shield. Go Shiv, Skewer, get 2 energy back. I can play Trip and leg sweep. Not having the shield means a nice safe turn 3. We might be able to use Piercing Wail next turn to block the Spire Spear, with Swift Potion for backup there. Oh, beautiful. So I could also use the Fear Potion now to make the Spire Spear weak next turn, which is a pretty good idea. I'm going to do that. Nice. Looked like it ended up mattering much. I'd say this is going well. We're going to enter the heart fight with essentially all of this health. Yeah, anytime you don't end up tanking a huge hit from the Spire Shield, it's a relatively good day. And we even get our Pen-Nib / Nunchaku back up to 8. The last heart fight, we had a Bottled Lightning. We're offered a Caltrops Plus, which is actually a really helpful way to deal some more damage to heart, now that I think about it. I'm going to pick up this Caltrops Plus. Currently, we don't have a very good answer to the Beat of Death. I can block multi-hits all day long, but I can't do a lot of damage to heart without taking a ton of damage from Beat of Death. And I think the Caltrops can really, really help with that. I think a Dex Potion will also make a huge difference. And I think of all the skills I want on turn 1, Doppelganger, actually, to give me a really good turn 2. Onwards. Although, if I'm Pen-Nibbing the Skewer... Oh, but I got Burst Doppelganger. Tough choice. Hey there, Illim. Yes, I do think Silent ends up with the largest on-average deck size. That's partially because she starts with 2 more cards than the other characters, so you'd expect it at a minimum 2 cards larger on average, but I think you also end up with even more than that, because she's so often incentivized to really keep piling them on. 2 bottled X-Cost cards, what are you to do? Actually, maybe what I wanted to do was bottle the Trip, now that I think about it, but this will be capped damage either way, right? Tough choices. Really love that we've got Burst Doppelganger, that's for sure. Burst, then Skewer, then Doppelganger. That's funny. So that we double Doppelganger for +2. It's kind of cute. Don't know that I want to play that Blade Dance Plus. I have to take so much damage to do it. Chemex would be incredible here. Is only 24 times 5. I understand. Okay, I think I'm gonna do it this way then. Oh, that wasn't supposed to. Okay, 10 cards, 10 energy on this turn. Probably going to use the Well-Aid Swift Potion as well. Try to find one of the other Doppelgangers or something. But this is not the hand I had in mind here. Perfect. This. Draw 3 more. Let's help. Draw a card. Some play. Our problem is barely surviving. I really like that. I think I'm gonna calculated gamble. Cloak and Dagger, calculated gamble. Wow. Okay, I accept this. Do I play the Blade Dance and the Auto Attack to get 2 Shuriken procs? I don't think so, not this turn. Okay, only 4 energy left from a 15 energy turn. Definitely got a lot of use out of that. Only a 1/15 here. Life is starting to look a little bit more manageable, as you could call it. This Doppelganger. Do a lot of damage with Thorns back, a full 120 here. Jeez. For next turn, or keep this for the artifact? I want to keep the Sucker Punch for the artifact. Ouch. Burst, dodge a roll for block. Looks like this is pretty survivable. I'd have to take a decent hit here, though. I'll get to Pendiv the Skewer. 1, 2, 3 other attacks. Yes, I'll get to Pendiv the Skewer. And I have Piercing Wail in hand for next turn. Good. Good. Discard the unupgraded Piercing Wail. That said, we are taking a lot of damage to beat to death here. I think we're still blocking for enough. Let me double check that. We get 33 plus 13 is 46 block. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So 46 minus 18 means we'll have 28 block. We'll survive that, barely. Yes, yes. Good. Okay, start with this. First, dodge and roll. This. This. Nibs ready. Discard this. This. Beautiful. Pack Potion's got 5 health in it, and I'm not sure 100% what turn I might need the damage or not need the damage. That's part of the decision-making process at the moment. Ooh. Actual block? Wait a minute, I don't have to Piercing Wail here, but I will so that I can use the Blade Dances to do really big damage. Damage camp resets before the heart makes its multi-attack, so we want to do damage now, and then let the Thorns be the damage next turn. In that case, I think I'll use the Dark Shackles, so I can block. I can do as much Blade Dancing as possible here. Beautiful. This would be a reasonable time for the attack potion. What do you got? Glass Knife, we're in. Not only is he going to win, he's going to let the fairy free in the process. And you know why? Because I took a bunch of weird Doppelgangers, and they were actually pretty good. I don't know. Is that why? Actually, maybe that's not why. But I want to believe it is. I will credit the Doppels. They deserve it. Get him. GG, Mr. Hart. GG. Hey there, if you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And before you go, join us on Twitch and watch live. I'm there 5 days a week playing Slay the Spire, answering questions, and chilling with the community. Click the link in the description to follow right now. Ta-ta for now.